Hello, how are you? My name is Todd McLaughlin. I'm here at Native Yoga Center. Today, I want to give you some yoga for beginners technique to how to advance. And what I want to focus on today is arm balancing, because this is something that a lot of yoga students are really curious about and they're new to yoga. You might look at some of the yoga poses and think, how in the world can I do that? How is that even possible? It is possible. We just got to build it step by step, building blocks. So I'm going to point out a few different techniques and tricks today for how to balance on the arms. And so as a beginner, it might be completely inappropriate for you to start to put weight on your arms and to balance on your arms. So with that being said, really one of the first places that you can begin to work with arm balance is in the cat-cow position, because what we want to establish is the ability first to be able to take the wrist into wrist extension. Wrist flexion is forward, this is extension, to at least a 90-degree bend. And so we have to just check out, are the wrists comfortable with this? Can you put pressure on your hands? So come down on your hands and knees, put your palms on the floor, separate your fingers and get a good firm contact of the palm surface down. The first thing I'd like for you to investigate is, are you able to keep your index finger knuckle down on the floor? So the index finger and this knuckle, oftentimes the hand wants to kind of push up, that knuckle wants to lift. So one of the first things I want you to try to do is see if you can get your palm all the way flat down on the floor. Put emphasis on the index knuckle and really try to get that one down. Once you are able to establish that, I'd like for you to try to actually lift your fingertips off of the floor, or lift your fingers. You're going to find that your pinky finger is hard to lift. Thumb will be reasonable, but probably pinky and thumbs are going to still touch, but you'll be able to lift your index, middle, and ring finger off of the ground. Give that a try. Place your hands on the ground and see if you can get at least those 3 fingers to lift. All right, you might be able to get all 5 fingertips up. And now land your fingertips on the floor, lean the body weight a little forward, and push down into your fingertips. And feel the engagement, all the muscles in your forearms and wrists. Now, how does that feel? Can you handle that? Does it feel okay? If so, I want you to try to put more pressure on your hands. Now, once you reach the point where you start to have challenge or struggle, I want you to stop. Don't go further and stick with the drill that I'm pointing out. So the first drill, can you get your index finger all the way down on the floor with your hand flat? And can you create a 90-degree angle in relation to your forearm and your hand at your wrist? Next, I'd like for you to try to lean. Another part that I missed to tell you, can you lean forward? How far forward can you go with pressure on your hands and still be able to feel good? No pain. All right, if you're able to achieve that, the next thing is make a plank with your body. Straight line, lift your knees off of the floor, and see if you can sustain pressure on your arms and hands with your wrists or forearms and hands at the wrist at a 90-degree bend. The other one I want you to go for is downward dog. Are you at this point able to hold a downward facing dog? Down dog is the premier pose to learn arm balancing in. You're going to develop the coordination and strength, a little bit of flexibility as well in your shoulders to be able to hold the pose. All right, so if you can get your palms flat on the floor, index finger down, get a 90-degree bend, maybe even a little further past 90, and you can put pressure, full body pressure on your arms, I'd like for you to try to, in your down dog, come into a plank and bring one knee up near your upper arm. Are you able to do this with both legs? Can you come up into this position where you bring your knees up toward the arms? So this is the next step. Now you're starting to put more and more weight on your arms, and we're going to pinnacle in the direction of a pose called Bakasana, which is crane pose. Bakasana is where we put our knees on the backs of the arms. So on that note, let me have you try this squat position. Are you able to come down into, this is called Malasana. Are you able to achieve Malasana? This requires a fair amount of hip flexibility, this might not be a really easy beginner pose. So what you can do to start to learn Malasana is to work the squat. What we notice with advanced yoga poses is that they are multiple pieces, multiple poses, all put together into one. So what we're starting to do is now generate some hip flexibility in our Malasana, and we're cultivating upper body strength and contact of palm surface on the floor with this position where we do like a half bakasana, where you bring your knees up onto your arms. And so then the next phase that we can work toward now is to come into the Malasana, the pose I'm in here, and see if you can put your hands on the floor. And bend your elbows, lift your hips up, lift your heels up, and try to touch your knees onto the back of the arms. So that's the next challenge. As a beginner, this can be extremely difficult. I mean, I know you're probably thinking, you might already be like, wow, there's no way I can do that. So what do you have to do then? Remember, you got to come back to the first drill. Can you get your hands flat on the floor? Can you start to put weight forward onto your arms? Can you create a plank pose? Can you bring your knee one at a time up near your arm? If so, we're now going to apply putting the knees on the back of the arms. Now the trick with this one, watch the difference here. One, I could have my knees down here, or two, I can have my knees up here. What we want to try to do is bring the knees up here. So you're going to attempt to bring your knee as close to your armpit as possible. All right, so now what seems advanced is really just a matter of applied strength at the right level and a fulcrum where we're going to tip. The fulcrum meaning, like a scale, all we need to do is start to lean the body weight down onto the arms and see if we can lift one foot in this pose. And then also we're going to see if we can lift one foot on this pose, so that eventually we can lean forward and lift one foot, hold the balance, shift the weight forward just enough, and lift the other foot so that you're able to hold the balance on your arms with your knees resting on your arms and have all of that pressure on your hands. So that's really the big question in the beginning. What I hear mostly from students is, my wrists hurt. And so we don't want to jump too far ahead too fast. It's really important that we get the basics down and you get the foundation and the stability, so that then by the time you come up onto the arms, you are ready to go. Your arms are ready to go. So that's why I want to bring you back into the two main poses, which are the plank and the down dog. These two are really key for generating the strength. So put a little time on it each day. When you can get to your Malasana, you put your knees on the back of the arms and tip forward, putting all of the weight on the hands. This is where we want to resist pressure through the fingertips. As we make the fulcrum tip, you lift one foot and then you lift the other foot, and it's through the strength of the grip of the floor, of the pressure of the palms, and also the ability to hold that strength on your arms. Does that make sense? I hope so. If it doesn't, ask questions. Send me a message. I'll happily make a video tailored specifically for you. And visit me on my website, nativeyogacenter.com. Just click the link in the description to visit us on our studio, and check out our new program, which is a free course, yoga course, 8 and 8, where I teach the 8-limb yoga path over 8 days, totally free. I hope you enjoy. I wish you a great day. Namaste. Thank you. Yes, Michael, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Michael. Without you, I wouldn't be here. I can't tell you how grateful I am for all of your assistance and help with my YouTube channel, with my business. Oh my gosh, you are the greatest. I am so thankful for you. Thank you so much, Mike. It's great to see you. Have a wonderful day.